got something to cover the bathtub with, go ahead and do it, because that will keep you safe.
Yeah, so what we're looking at here, the green, that bright green, that's going to be strong wind regardless. If it does produce a tornado, we're likely going to get wind damage out of this. This is the wind that's going toward the radar. This is going away. So there's the twisting of the raindrops that's being detected by the radar here. So this is getting very close to Sheridan. You should already have been in your safe spot. By the way, if you're just tuning in, this is tornado warning coverage that goes technically until 4 p.m. The way this cell is looking, we may see a bigger extension, unfortunately, to this tornado warning. Right now, let me double check here. So let me clear the radar just to make sure I'm not seeing anything on our debris tracker at the moment. That is definitely subject to change. In addition to the wind threat, we've got all that purple and black that you're seeing on the radar there. That is all large hail. We've had multiple reports of golf balls. There's an update to the tornado warning. Okay, it still includes parts of Westfield, and then we're going to have to watch again. And there's the severe thunderstorm warning now. That's going to be for hail here.
So you folks in Kirkland, as you come into town, there's a lot of agricultural land. You've got that Marathon gas station right when you come in. So this is just south of the gas station. Yep. That's what we're looking at now for this possible rotation area.
So we got to rehash all these warnings. Okay. All right. So Gosport, eventually Martinsville. This thing, again, everything you're seeing on radar is going to be moving due east to southeast. Okay. Bloomington, you got to watch this one. Nashville, Columbus, you have to watch that cell. We may get additional tornado warnings and also large hail. What we have here, and I don't have the lightning turned on, but there you go.
It's a lot of it.
It's a lot. So these are highly electric storms. This is going to be for hail that's moving over at least the southern half of Marion County. So that's going to put Mooresville, the airport in play there, Chuck.
Monument Circle.
Monument Circle. And then we get up to the strongest storm that we have right now on radar here. This is just an absolute, beast of a storm. Just been told that the sirens are going off in Westfield, which makes sense. Let's look at our wind velocity. And I'm going to take this back in time.
Just west of Sheridan.
And so watch as we play forward with the radar. You'll see it's trying to tighten up a little bit. With or without a tornado, I still believe there's going to be, we're going to get wind damage because this is our shear detector that picks up wind shear. It picks up areas that might be more likely to experience high wind. Either it's the rear flank downdraft of the storm, or it's from the rotation of the tornado.
Where you see the letter Sheridan, just like on the cap, on the dot on the I is Sheridan High School. So it looks like the hail would be north, but the shear detection just west of Sheridan High School right now.
Yep. So multiple tornado warnings. Let's see. Right now this is a radar indicated tornado warning. There's a difference, okay?
Yes.
This is not spotter indicated. With the radar, we can detect debris sometimes. We're not seeing that just yet. That's not to say that that could not change. We know we're going to get big hail. And as I say that, emergency management now reporting a funnel cloud around Sheridan. So, which would make sense based on the rotation that's really close to Sheridan.
About 15 minutes ago, Lindsay was texting that there were reports of a wall cloud in northern Boone County, and that would really go in line with the movement of this storm right now.
Yeah. So. Look, you're not under a warning now in Cicero. You're not under a warning in Noblesville, but you need to be pretty much either in your safe spot or be prepared to get in there until this storm can move toward your east here over the next, I'd say, next hour or so. And this is just a very, very nasty storm that's delivering very large hail, and then the fear of let's put a track on this again, Chuck. With the rotation. So we're looking at the greens and the reds next to each other. And by the way, I'm just going to take the warning off real quickly. So this is the radar indicating, 50 plus.
52.
Could be higher than that. All right, so let's
And we were looking for the potential of 60 to 70 mile per hour winds with this, which is certainly possible.
yeah, I'm just going to do an east-southeast again. So within 10 minutes, that rotation or near Westfield and within 15 near Noblesville at a 40 mile per hour east-southeast turn there. So again, reiterate, tornado warning, Hamilton County until 4 p.m. Kirkland, you were just about out of the hail core that moved through.
Now, to the south, where we've had these severe thunderstorm warnings approaching the metro area from Indianapolis south, DPW, Sean, wants us to pass along to you
Okay.
that as this storm moves through, if you have any downed trees or debris in the right-of-way or traffic signal outages, go to request.indy.gov, and that you'll have the ability to tell them where it is.
Right.
This is a look at the western sky now. You see the JW Marriott there, and off in the distance, basically you can see the rain.
Yeah, that's from top Salesforce. We'll see how this camera changes this from just outside our building here. And then we'll have our desk see if we've got NDOT. Now that's from
I-65, yeah. This is where you're looking southbound. So southbound traffic moving well. Northbound was completely stopped at one point, and now it is beginning to move. So that's a good thing.
So this is the storm that we're most concerned with for a couple of things. You see that purple and black. That's the nasty hail core that has produced ping pong sized and greater at times. So just the core is just north of Sheridan. We've had that report of a funnel and wall cloud from earlier in Boone County, and so yeah, that jazzes. I'll see if we can probably get a camera there on 31. I'm gonna see if I can pop something up.
Okay, I can go back there. To also put this in perspective, where that hail core is now, that expected hail core, possible hail core, that is over the Sheridan Airport. So the Sheridan Airport is a couple, 3-4 miles north of downtown, and that, to give you folks in Hamilton County an identifier, that's going over the Sheridan Airport right now.
Yep. So multiple, Chuck, and if you want to pop something on NDOT 2, if you find something there as well. So we've got, right now it looks like we have 3 separate supercells that are prompting various types of warnings. And, excuse me. So the supercell, Chuck, you're going to have to take over here, my friend.
Okay, no problem. In fact, if we can take NDOT 2, Kyle, we've got a really good shot that will show you this storm just about ready to come in. Now, this is on US 31, and this is just to the east of that storm. And notice how dark it's getting off in the sky there. Of course, this would be near Westfield. And we're seeing that black sky, and of course, the winds are going to be picking up there as well.
All right, so we've got multiple sirens also going off in Indianapolis as well right now. Which happens when we have a severe thunderstorm warning within a tornado watch sometimes. With that all said, I don't like the look of this
Mm-hmm.
hook here, Chuck. South of Clayton, just west of Mooresville. Mooresville, even though this is a severe thunderstorm warning, go ahead and get in your location. Plainfield, that's going to be hail. Clayton's going to be hail.
This would be the Monroe-Gregg area. So where Mooresville is, and we're anticipating this is really bad. That would be Monroe-Gregg. This would be near Monrovia, well, east of Monrovia now. So this is moving into Mooresville. And Mooresville High School is right there, downtown Mooresville.
All right. And I apologize, friends.
That's all right. You're good.
So we've got a new tornado warning that's just been issued. It's for this supercell. Now, so again, now we've got 2 tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warning. So let's run down. This is going to include Ellettsville. It will include parts of Bloomington and parts of Lake Lemon. Okay. We continue to get, and so that warning, by the way, goes in technically till 4:15. We've been giving you the heads up on that. There you go. There's the rotation. Let me circle it.
So this would be headed towards Spencer.
Spencer, get in your tornado
And then
safety
eventually
location.
the IU campus
Yes.
would be under this. So again, as we've said for the other tornado warning, this is a potentially dangerous storm, folks. So seek the lowest level of your home. If you're under this tornado warning, keep the TV up so you can hear us for instructions. But this is going to be ongoing now until 4:50.
Gosport, Spencer, Ellettsville, Bloomington. If you have friends on Lake Lemon, hopefully they've already gotten off the lake, but just give them a heads up there. And then we move up. We've got severe thunderstorm warning, but with rotation that's been noted out by the airport. Either way, Mooresville, southwestern Marion County, Fox Hill, Southport. Get ready, moving your way. These are moving east at about 40 miles per hour, and then we continue to watch this storm that is just, let me get the latest on this one.
Wow. This is right on 31 right now.
So now emergency management reporting baseball-sized hail around Sheridan, okay? Baseball, that travels toward the ground at about 100 miles per hour. That will smash windshields for cars that are out in this. That is destructive hail. Unfortunately, we're seeing the forecast, unfortunately, verify for destructive hail. Okay, so multiple tornado warnings. This is one. Kirkland, the severe threat for you is over. Not necessarily the lightning threat, but the hail and the tornado potential is done for you. Sheridan, you're still in line. I expect we're going to get an expansion, Chuck. Atlanta, Arcadia, Cicero, possibly Noblesville over this storm.
Yeah, and this probably, right now we've got rain at Ruoff Music Center, and this storm, if it's expanded, could be expanded over Ruoff as well.
Yep. So what I can do, let's do a storm track here. Sheridan, if you're watching us, you got to stay in your spot. Let's see, make sure this is still moving. Yeah, it's still kind of an east mover. Oh boy. Stand by, hang with me here. Yeah, so an east mover. It's going to take the core, and that's an updated on the time there. So Atlanta, that's not necessarily the core, but we're just trying to give an advance because sometimes the radar image is lagging behind just a little bit. But either way, we should get an update on this warning. I think we're going to see an expansion of this, and should expand a little bit. So an active afternoon, we knew that was a possibility. We were hoping that maybe these storms might initiate and develop far east Indiana, and it was far west Indiana. At
one point, we had 5 severe thunderstorm warnings, and we still have a number of them. The one you see currently from Avon to downtown Indianapolis to New Whiteland, and then the tornado warning, Spencer to Ellettsville to Bloomington, and on the northern flank of that tornado warning, just north of Spencer, really nasty-looking weather that extends to just south of Cloverdale.
Yeah, and this is a severe thunderstorm warning, but I'm telling you, Mooresville, that little appendage, that little hook right there that's crossing over I-70 right now, I don't like that at all. I don't like it at all. Not in the environment that we're dealing with here.
We've had 90-degree weather, dew points in the 70s, all the ingredients there for the making of severe weather.
So Mooresville, New Whiteland, Greenwood, Southport. Watch this one. Get in your safe spots until this storm can pass to the east, because I just don't like the way it looks. It's moving over the radar site now, but there's definitely some rotation that's crossing over I-70 right now. We could see an upgrade potentially to a tornado warning. Now, I will say, once this line moves east, the severe threat will be done. Unfortunately, we still got another couple of hours here, so we're trying to get these warnings out as quickly as we can.
We knew there was the potential for severe weather. Really, yesterday we knew that, but earlier on in this process, we thought that perhaps the meat of this would be eastern Indiana, but we're seeing even right now the meat of this go through the central part of the state, and especially portions of Hamilton County and then near Bloomington, but also near Greenwood and Southport right now.
Yeah. So tornado sirens going off in downtown Indy. Getting some pictures here from some hail. I'll try to turn those around. As we mentioned, we've had baseball report out of that cell. And then south of Danville, I'm getting what looks like a ping pong sized. And then again, tornado warning, folks in Spencer, Bloomington, Ellettsville. Until we can give you the all clear Gosport, until we can give you the all clear with this particular supercell, please, safe locations, all right? It's rotation right now, right over Gosport, right over Spencer. At this point in time.
To give you folks an idea at home of how nasty this weather is, this line of severe storms goes all the way into Kentucky. In the Evansville area, they're dealing with a tornado watch until 10 o'clock tonight as well, and they've had some severe weather. But here, we're seeing these specific locations where there may be rotation, and we, of course, have already had this large hail. Again, on your screen is the tornado warning, and that would be for Gosport and Spencer, but also in this, and we're hoping that people got off of Lake Lemon. You'll notice now the radar updating itself, and boy, I don't like that stuff around Spencer right now.
Well, I mean, you look, either way, it can produce a tornado at any moment, or it can produce wind damage in addition to the hail that it's likely producing as well.
This is an electrified storm too, folks. We've got a lot of lightning that's been associated with this as well.
And I've turned the lightning off just so we could see the fine details of the radar imagery. But yes, every storm has been highly charged, including the one that's over southwest Marion County, southeast Hancock, southeast Hendricks, and then the one that's still technically prompting that tornado warning.
And some of this nastiness is moving into the area around Arcadia and Cicero, starting to come out of Sheridan, which is good. Noblesville, you're not there now, but it will be interesting to see if this tornado warning at 4:15, so we got about 20 minutes of this, Sean, if it will be continued or allowed to expand.
Oof. I'm going to try to get some of these pictures turned around.
Okay.
But man, from Clinton County, definitely baseballs with this particular storm. So with Clinton County, let's take the radar back. So tornado warning continues. We'll see. I think they're probably going to wait this one out if they can. They've had that funnel that was earlier reported. And you said Lindsay was talked about the wall cloud.
The wall cloud.
So if we do get an extension, it's going to be that Atlanta, Arcadia, but it still looks like it's delivering some rather large hail.
Now, we need rain desperately, and if there's any good thing, and it's not really good when you have severe weather, even if you get rain, we're getting rain. Some of you will pick up 1/4 of an inch to maybe, in some of these heavy downpours, an inch of rain. But the lightning has been very vivid, and of course, these gusty winds. Now, the tornado warning, indicative of the fact that we've had this radar-detected possible rotation or tornadic activity. And you'll notice that a lot of this action is moving east now of the tornado warning line, but still you watch for this because there can always be development, and especially on US 31 right now, just to the northeast.
Hey, Kyle, I don't know if you can...
we've got a new tornado warning.
Yeah, there's the new warning. And the reason why they're issuing this is a friend of mine who's out chasing this storm, it has a wall cloud on it.
It does have
a wall cloud on it. Brian, and I was going to try to turn that around, but we'll be okay.
So this would include then all the way over to Frankton, south to Lapel, west of Anderson, and just to the north of Noblesville, Ruoff Music Center. It looks like right in that neighborhood would be the south flank of this, but Lapel, you are under this. This is drifting off to the east, and we have had, if you're just joining us now, it's 3:58. We've had a series of tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings that have been issued. And I'm going to zoom in here a little bit for you. To give you an identifier of what it is we're looking at. So Arcadia, Millersburg, Atlanta, if you're coming off of US 31 and you go off 266th Street, this is the area where we're looking at the most severe weather. Some of you, and this would be at Morse Reservoir and Morse Lake, all the way up towards Arcadia and Millersburg. This is where we're seeing the potential of very strong gusty winds, wall clouds, and maybe the potential of some tornadic activity there. When you see a wall cloud, folks, that's not good in a storm like this, and certainly we've seen that.
Yeah, so, my friend Brian, who's chasing this, is southwest of Lapel, looking towards Cicero. It does have a wall cloud. Unfortunately, I think we may be getting a tornado debris signature near Spencer.
Okay.
I've noticed, which has been under a tornado warning for a while, so we're trying to cover as many areas as we can. Spencer, Ellettsville, Bloomington, Gosport, and Lake Lemon, which this warning is going to be extended just based on the environment these storms are moving in. Okay, so.
Okay, well, you'll recall that McCormick's Creek had some awful damage, and
yes.
this is where this storm
Yes.
is. So
Yep.
this storm is moving from, well, in Spencer, you got 231 goes north, 46, then it goes towards Bloomington, but at McCormick's Creek, that's where we're seeing
Hey,
some of the worst
Kyle,
of
if
it.
you could do me a favor, punch up weather graphics 2. I'm going to try to get and Chuck can talk over the radar when you get 2 up. I just want to try to get this image of this wall cloud up. So what you're looking at there, Chuck, that's your supercell right there.
Wow, it sure is. And this is Arcadia. We're looking over towards Kirkland. And again, this is drifting due east. Now, when this first came into the state, 1-ish, so about 3 hours ago, we did have an organized storm that was starting to move into the northwest part of the viewing area, and it was moving northeast, so that was good. But then about 2 o'clock this afternoon, this decided to take a hard right, which means due east, which allowed really all the mechanisms necessary with the heat, the dew point, the instability in the atmosphere to extend the reach of this. And it looks like we've got on links 2, right? Is that where we've got this?
Yeah.
From Kurt Moyer. We've got
here you go. Pop up. Now we can go back to 1 if you want. So this is from my meteorologist friend, Brian Wood.
Brian Wood, okay.
So again, you can see the lowering.
And this is what Lindsay was talking about in social media about a half an hour ago, the wall cloud. And when you see something like this, this is one of the indicators that we've got the potential for severe weather in the form of tornadoes. And, they teach you this in school in Indiana when you're a little kid, but that's exactly what we're seeing
So
here.
Brian's location with that particular picture was right there. He was looking up toward this. So at least at that point in time, it was not a tornado.
Not
It was a wall cloud, but you just don't know when and if these things are going to produce, and that's why the warning has been extended. If we get it, it would be near Cicero. Unfortunately, it looks like it should stay just north of Noblesville,
I'm going to check
Arcadia
our camera there.
Arcadia right now within the hail core, getting just clobbered. Ping pong, baseball-sized hailstones that are falling with this right now.
One of the reasons we're so concerned about hail, folks, and especially in this particular storm, is because hail always is not good. It does damage. It damages emerging crops like what we're seeing with beans and corn. It damages roofs. But sometimes it can be a precursor to tornadoes. And one of the reasons that we had these tornado warnings and we had the severe thunderstorm warnings is this large hail. In fact, when it first became more prominent, that's all we were dealing with was hail, heavy rain, and some lightning. But now we've added that extra feature to it.
Yeah, so we're getting rotation, Hamilton County, rotation aloft from ham radio operator there. State Road 38, Little Chicago Road. We're getting quarter-sized hail out of Gosport. And that's with again, we've got multiple tornado warnings, and now we've got an extension of we got multiple tornado or severe thunderstorm warnings. A new one that's just been issued includes parts of Hamilton, Hancock, Madison, Marion, and Rush. So this is turning into, we knew this could be a busy afternoon, and ultimately that's what's in play. The bottom line here is we'll go, Chuck. If you see your cities in these polygons, you can expect a couple of things, possibly some rotation, and certainly some large hail that we've had up to baseball.
For you folks on I-70 near Knightstown, you've had the line of rain that was basically ahead of this. It broke out ahead. But now, just to your west, that's where this latest warning is, and that goes all the way into downtown Indianapolis, up towards the south side of Carmel and Pendleton. And expect more out of this storm than you saw out of the first. The potential for hail and dangerous lightning, heavy rain, and again, tornadoes. And it looks like this severe thunderstorm warning now including Greenwood and portions of Johnson County. So Greenwood Park Mall, that's still in effect until 4:15. So 12 minutes.
And we'll get an extension. We'll get an extension of that too. Based on the radar, we're still seeing a little rotation with this storm that's near Mooresville. Hail is the big problem right now, but until, we got another couple hours, unfortunately, that we're going to have warnings here until we can give you all clear. So that's going to be large hail there. Grandview, Broad Ripple, Meridian Hills, and moving eastward.
So this is just to the north of the Butler campus, the Meridian Hills Golf Club, right there, just off of Meridian, stretching down towards Rocky Ripple. That's the old Butler-Tarkenton neighborhood, and into Sobro, Broad Ripple. That's where we're seeing this hail, and now it's updated itself.
Yeah, and that's why why they've extended that just based on the environment. They're going to expand these warnings out. And I can't tell you, Arcadia is getting just dropped on right now with very, very large hail. That core has produced up to baseballs.
Wow.
We're still seeing some wind spikes there. I'm not seeing the tighter rotation that we had earlier, but we're still seeing a signature that would support wind damage over Cicero.
Yeah, and I hate this. This is right over Hamilton Heights High School.
Yeah.
It's right over it now.
Yeah, so that right there, that's strong wind shear. So that can come from a couple of different things. It can come from a collapsing thunderstorm, or it can come from the rotating of a tornado. But there's going to be some wind damage with that. Based on what we've seen with live Doppler 13 radar before, with that signature, we will likely have damage from Cicero.
You and Angela have done so many of these types of events. What percentage would you say of the tornado warnings that we see issued are radar detected?
Well, a lot of them
majority,
are,
right?
a lot. And I haven't noticed anything with our debris tracker yet today. Now, we talked about large hail, Chuck, but this is going to be moving through an area that has a lot of older trees. A lot of older trees. Wind shear is picking up on that. So don't be surprised if we ended up getting a slew of power outages in that zone there before this storm moves out. So
And
a long list of warnings right now to
here,
cover.
yeah, and here in Indianapolis, again, we want to relay to you that DPW has contacted us. They've said, hey, if you do have a problem with lights that are out, stoplights that are out, debris in your yard, or down trees, to contact them. Now, if you call DPW, they're not working today. They are, but they're not. The office isn't.
Yeah.
But when you press option 2, you will get to pass along your message. So that would help everybody if you can. We do expect power outages in spots, and we do expect some of these lights to be out.
Kyle and Des, if you guys see anything on our tower cameras of interest, or so that's
Wow.
That's looking at the storm to the southwest. Let's see if we can get a different vantage point. So we're looking south down Meridian there. But yeah, if you guys pick up on any of our NDOT cameras, let us know. We will get them. We'll get them on the air here. So rehashing multiple warnings. This is a tornado warning for parts of Monroe County till 4:15. The hail core over Spencer right now. Let's look for rotation. It's broad. It's there, though.
Yeah, it is there.
And it's getting closer to IU's campus.
Right, so it's coming out of the McCormick's Creek area. We just hope they didn't have any more substantive damage there. And now towards Ellettsville.
Yeah, and as we back the radar up, you can see that's moving toward the southeast. We've told you for a while there, IU Bloomington, go ahead, and hopefully you're there. Just get indoors, let this storm pass by, and by the way, again, look, I mean, just look
Wow.
at the, so, I mean, we know anything you're seeing on our radar today has
Yeah.
a lot of lightning, but it also, when we turn it on like that, it really kind of
When
covers
you're
up the important
showing us
stuff.
the tornado warning down to our south, that heavy rain is now moving into the 69-37 split there at Bloomington, where they, one split you go off to Bedford and the other you keep 69 to Evansville, but that is where it's growing. But this is one that we're really watching.
Yeah,
here.
now it's lost its hook. It's lost its hook shape. Right now, I'm not seeing anything that's catching my attention in terms of rotation, I should say, definitely velocity. Because, there's going to be damage. We'll get some wind damage. And then also, in addition to that, let me just circle this. This is this whole area. That's big time.
That is big.
Big hail. That, I will tell you, it looks like, again, it's going to stay north of Noblesville. Someone tweeted me that the sirens are going off in Noblesville. It should stay north of there. It should stay north of Ruoff. But
And,
Anderson and Daleville in the path.
Our farmers have had such a tough past 4 months. We
Yes.
have a deficit of more than 6.5 inches. We haven't had any rain, but we're starting to see an emerging crop of beans and corn now. And now we've got all this hail, and we're just hoping it doesn't hit your fields. But again, north side of Lapel,
Yeah.
all the way. And now, here we go with Spencer.
Baseball.
Boy.
Just had a report of baseball there at about 4:05.
So can we zoom in real close here? So where you see Spencer, notice the little grid there, which is the town, coming out, that dark area, that's McCormick's Creek State Park.
Yep.
And that is just unfortunate.
Yeah, so,
baseball-size hail. Wow.
Can't stress it enough. If, we tried to get the warning out around the metro, if you could get your cars indoors, do that. So if you are east of this line, get your vehicles in if possible, and or try to cover them, because we can't say it enough. I mean, we knew that destructive hail was going to be possible with anything on radar today. We're seeing that verify. Let's put the radar in motion here. This core may stay just to the north of IU, but it'll be a close call. But the rotation of the storm, which is not overly strong right now, but we still definitely will have some wind issues, regardless if it's a tornado or not.
Yeah.
We're going to have some wind issues. So IU and Bloomington heading toward Lake Lemon, and then as we get back closer to home here, I mean, we got two big storms, one that's blasting through the south side of Marion County, and one that's impacting the north side.
Kyle, if we can take a look at the camera that shows the skyline, we should be able to see the dark clouds and the rain shields that are coming down from Beech Grove all the way to Southport and then Southport. That's one camera, so that shows you out as we go past Victory Field towards the airport. We can take a look at the other camera now. You're going to see that dark sky. That would be the south side of Indy, Beech Grove, Southport, Greenwood Park Mall, and then down towards New Whiteland. But this particular storm's getting really close to downtown Greenwood now. It's all over, the heavy rain all over Southport currently.
Yeah. Multiple warnings here. Combination of severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings, which is why we're on Channel 13. We've been on our live app all better part of the last hour. And the tornado warnings started happening, Chuck, 3:15-ish, 3:20-ish.
Some of you are at home, you are watching us, and there's a tornado warning. And Sean, you have 3 small children. What do you tell your kids to do in a situation like this with a tornado warning?
Yeah, I always say lowest level, and we just got a new tornado warning, by the way, they've expanded this tornado warning. So all of Bloomington, all of Lake Monroe, going to eventually include Nashville and Lake Lemon with this cell. Lowest level of your structure, away from windows. If you have a basement, yes. If not, just get in the middle portion.
And a lot of times that's a bathroom, and a lot of times you got a bathtub, you don't put water in it. But climb in that bathtub if this severe weather approaches. You'll stay safe. But again, boy, from Gosport now to just north of Ellettsville, that is.
Yeah, so that's tornado warning. That technically goes until 5 p.m. We know we're getting reports. We've had reports of baseball-sized hail in Spencer. So the rotation moving over, eventually going to move over IU's campus, Bloomington, and then kind of these things are starting to turn a little bit to the southeast. All right, so let's try to do some quick storm tracks.
Are you on 1 or 2?
I'm on 1.
Okay, I'm going to try and call up some cameras here to show you what this looks like.
You got it, my friend. All right, so ETAs here, roughly, with the rotation of this, by the way, Bloomington in less than 10 minutes and Nashville less than 20 minutes. Okay, so if you're in these polygons or just to the east-southeast, you need to be in your safe location. We've got the severe thunderstorm warning now. We figured this was going to happen, has been expanded. It includes Greenwood, New Whiteland. It's a severe thunderstorm warning. With that said, I've got another friend of mine that's doing some chasing today that has noticed a little bit of a lowering to the west of Greenwood.
Okay.
So if you're, I mean, again, I stress it enough, if you're in Southport, if you're in this polygon, just get away from windows, get in your lowest level until we can get this storm to your east. Plainfield, pretty much done in Plainfield.
Kyle, if you can, let's call up very quickly links 2. We've got 2 cameras we want to show you, and this really shows you the veracity of this wind. This is I-69 in between Martinsville and on the way to Bloomington, and you can see the sheets of rain. Our camera's shaking there because it's just so strong, the winds that we're experiencing there. Let me switch this. There we go. Okay, and how about this? Wow. This camera is of I-65 at State Road 44. So that's in the Franklin area, and notice the traffic barely moving. To the south of this, Sean, is where we're seeing the very heavy rain. In fact, if you look in the distance, you'll notice the sheets of rain that are falling off way in the distance, and that traffic is moving southbound at an absolute snail's pace. So that's just a couple of the things that we're looking. We can go back to 1 now.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, we'll stay on top of these cameras as well. We've got, again, we've got our hands full here basically from north of Indy to southwest of Indy along this. It's not really a solid line, but it's multiple supercells. We've got multiple warnings here. So let's start north, Chuck, and then we'll work down. Cicero, the threat for you is over. You'll still have lightning, but that, let me circle. This is area of large hail. And
if you just joined us, when we mean large hail, we mean large. 3/4 of an inch to 2 inch diameter hail. That's almost the size of a tennis ball.
And so that, again,
Wow.
that's my friend Brian. He's still saying that there's a strong inflow to this storm that's near Cicero.
Okay.
Just to the east of Cicero.
So he was out by Lapel? Is that where he was when he shot this?
He's staying west-southwest of, east-southeast of this. And so he's likely picking up this area right in here. So if we were to get something that would form in terms of a tornado, that's where it's going to happen.
So it's going to move pretty sharply east-southeast.
Yeah.
And there's
you can
the
kind of
velocity,
see. So,
wow.
Eventually, we'll probably get Anderson involved in this warning. And then as we get closer into Marion County, Meridian Hills, the core of that storm is to your east, okay? Zionsville, you're okay. Lawrence, McCordsville, Geist, Fortville, you are in play for severe hail with this storm. Downtown Indy is now out of the woods with those storms. We still have another one that's west of here. We can't give you the all clear, but we're pretty close to that. And then now we've got a tornado warning. There we go, Chuck. So this is the one over Johnson County. This is my friend Charlie was showing a lowering, and then that's what's going on. So now we have a new tornado warning. This thing looks like it's trying to spin up very quickly. I hate to say it, New Whiteland area, get in your safe spots. And Stones Crossing, hopefully you've been listening to our messaging, get in your safe locations. Tornado warning for parts of Johnson County as this thing is unfortunately tightening up as we speak to the southwest of Greenwood. All right, I'm going to dive in here. This is the area I'm most concerned with here, Chuck. So there's Stones Crossing.
Yeah.
There's State Road 135. This whole zone, if you see this, and now we're getting an update, you need to be in your tornado zone. Greenwood, you're going to get large hail. Spring Hill, you're going to get large hail with this. But Greenwood, until this storm can move away from you. But this is going to cross over 31. And let me circle the area that I'm most concerned with. There you go. So.
Well, I'll tell you, that cell right now at Stones Crossing, you see that just north of that is Mount Pleasant Christian Church. So that gives you folks an idea of what you're looking at there. You get off at 37 and you head Smith Valley and Stones Crossing. That's the area there.
This is I think in progress right now. So if you were in this tornado warning polygon, New Whiteland, Greenwood, El Dorado, it's over you right now. All right. Let me just check on something.
In fact, we've got to, if real quickly, Kyle, if we can punch up 2, we have a camera in New Whiteland right now. So that camera shows you the traffic there. This is almost there, not yet, but you'll notice, look at that to the south.
Yeah, this is a tornado in progress. I'm getting some reports from Chelsea Stevens.
Okay. So those of you in the Smith Valley, Stones Crossing area, over by Independence Park, you go east on County Road 900, you need to be in a safe spot right now. Greenwood, New Whiteland, let's just get you ready too. Bluff Creek as well.
Let me circle the area. So Chelsea's north of Bargersville. So it's going to be in this zone right in here. New Whiteland, get in your safe location, please.
Okay, so that would...
Until this can get to your east, my friends.
So we can see by the velocity here, that is a dangerous storm. Those of you near Hickory Stick Golf Club and then towards downtown Bargersville, especially you, please be careful. Get to the lowest level of your home right now.
Yep. So tornado in progress. If you're just tuning in, part of our continuing coverage here, this is going to be for the central eastern portions of Johnson County. Greenwood, you're still in the tornado warning polygon. You need to be in your safe locations. This is going to go through, unfortunately, this is going to go through a highly populated area. Showing you Stone Crossing there. Mentioned New Whiteland. Unfortunately, that was the March 31st tornado. And this is moving toward, I'm telling you, it's moving toward New Whiteland and toward right in here.
This is basically the same area that at the end of March had that just terrible storm. And you guys just get to a safe place right now. I know many of you live in apartments, and the question is, what do we do if we live on the second or third floor of an apartment? Go down. If there's a rec room in your complex, that's where you want to head. If there's a basement, that's especially where you want to head, or make a new friend with somebody who lives on the first floor. And then once you're in that apartment, down on the lower level, get away from the windows, because this has a history of large hail, and of course now we believe potential of a tornado there with this strong velocity.
Yeah. So, so if you're just tuning in, we've got we got to cover some other tornado warnings, but this is definitely in a highly populated zone, and meteorologist Chelsea Stevens giving us. So here's what's going on. So now there's the confirmation that we were just talking about. Confirmed tornado. Okay, confirmed tornado in Johnson County. Give me just a second here, friend. New Whiteland. Unfortunately, Chuck, it's over New Whiteland right now.
Tornado sirens are going off in that area right now. And let's see here.
And I mean, just like you said, and I hate to say it, but these are a lot of the same areas that were impacted by the tornado on March 31st. So let's review. Lowest level, interior portion, get away from the windows, cover your head with something sturdy, okay? So based on the radar, this is over New Whiteland, if not just to the east of New Whiteland, okay? Needham, Going to be crossing over, it'll cross over 65 and 31. This is exactly what we said back on March.
This is the exact same.
On March 31st.
Trajectory. So those of you along 135, which would
Yeah,
be
and
just north of Bargersville, it's crossing over there.
And I think what's going on, we've got two different areas of rotation that are happening here, New Whiteland and Greenwood. So this whole zone, Chuck, from Greenwood to New Whiteland, this is all, there's little vortices that are going on right now.
Boy, there sure is. And to help you folks with an identifier, so you've got downtown Greenwood. Near 31, of course, is the Greenwood Park Mall. That would hug the Marion County line. But as you go south, all of that populated area there, where there's Craig Park is there.
Okay, there we go. That's it. That puts a pit in my stomach.
Boy.
That is a debris ball that we're seeing on radar right there. I'll circle it for you. That is the tornado. So that just puts a pit in your stomach because you know Jenny Runovich is here with some information.
Yeah.
Please help us out, Jenny. Yep.
Yeah, I just spoke with the fire chief in Whiteland. He is currently headed into work. He said he actually saw the tornado from his house. He said they're dealing with multiple collapsed structures right now in the area of Stones Crossing, Whiteland Road, 135, that area. So he said he does have some video of the storm when it went through. They are currently responding to those collapsed structures. So something we don't want to see,
So this would be north of Bargersville on 135, right, Jenny?
Approximately. He said, it's kind of 135, Whiteland Road, Stones Crossing, right in that area, kind of where you see that circle.
That's where the Kroger is there.
Exactly.
That whole area, that's where that is.
And and I know we've got this tornado. We've got another tornado warning up here as well. We got multiple situations that are unfolding here in addition to this tornado warning that's over Bloomington. This is the confirmed tornado. That is just a sickening look on radar there. That is what we call a debris ball. So basically what you're seeing there, New Whiteland, it might look like it's, rain typically, but that is the radar picking up on the debris that Jenny has talked about.
So we know that there's damage, and we know that this has moved through very close to where we had the damage in late March that caused so much of a heartache for so many people. Folks, we can tell you this. If you have friends or family there, don't get out of your house until this tornado warning is over. We are not finished with this. No. It's 4:26 here. We've got this tornado warning in effect until 4:45. I'm especially concerned for you folks from Greensburg all the way down to the end of this. So Bogstown, Reed's Corner, everything south of that, you're in this tornado warning for another 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, and then we also have. Yeah, we've got that's a confirmed tornado there.
Yeah, so that would be just east of Bloomington.
That's right in Bloomington,
right off of 46. So as you come out of Bloomington,
we may have damage. Yeah, we may have damage out of Bloomington. Yeah, this was part of the tornado warning there as well.
Right, and again, that would be just the east side of Bloomington all the way on 46. So 46, which connects Bloomington with Nashville, that's where we're seeing this problem towards the Brown County State Park, Yellowwood State Forest. In fact, Belmont there.
This
you see to your east. So this would be just to the west of the T.C. Steele Historic Site. Actually, just to the north of the T.C. Steele Historic Site there west of Belmont.
Yeah, and then, we've got multiple tornadoes in progress. This is, and then in addition to that, we got the hail damage here. So we've got a lot going on, friends. Hang with us. If you are in these zones, safe places. By the radar look right now, Chuck, Greenwood, the threat's over. It's going to be this eastern quadrant of this box here.
So Needham area.
Yeah, Needham. Red's Corner is in the hail core here. And then we've got what's left. This is big hail up to the north. All right, and then unfortunately, we got so many storms this is a nasty, nasty situation down there in Monroe County, right there. That is a confirmed tornado.
So
Based on radar.
you just hope and pray all these people got off of Lake Monroe in time, because it is on the extreme north flank, where the northwest part of Lake Monroe there.
Let me back up the radar. And right there, that is just not a good signature. And what I mean by that to me is a tornado. So Lake Monroe, if you are on Lake Monroe, hopefully you have been off Lake Monroe for a while and you need to be in your safe spots. Bloomington, you have to remain there. This is moving east, southeast.
As we zoom in a little bit there, Sean, okay, so you see where it says East State Road 446, okay, that Tibetan Cultural Center is there. That goes all the way down then to Lake Monroe, and that's where we're talking about College Mall. You're talking about just east of College Mall and all of that area. There are a lot of homes down there, and folks, we again ask you, begging you, to seek safety in the lowest level of your home away from windows.
Yeah, and then so I want to get back up to the confirmed tornado warning. Greenwood, now the threat over, not necessarily with lightning, but the threat from a tornado is over. There's still some spin there. I'm not seeing the debris signature or the debris ball that we had earlier, which is a little bit of good news.
Jenny, if we can turn your mic on, I've got to ask you, while we're showing you this area.
Yeah.
So the New Whiteland, when New Whiteland got hit back in March, you, of course, very familiar with that area.
Right, in Whiteland,
This is and Whiteland. This is very close to that location, right?
It is not far. We're talking about, a mile, not even. Yes, so the area where there is damage reported by the fire chief of Whiteland, it is way too close.
And there are some people that still don't have their homes back.
Correct. Multiple neighborhoods, of course, were hit back on March 31st. Severe damage, thankfully, during that storm. Nobody injured, but a lot of people are still trying to recover, and homes wiped out from that storm, and it looks like they got hit again.
Well, in addition, in addition to the tornado part of this supercell, Jenny, there's also we're going to have a path of large hail with this cell as well. So we're just adding, unfortunately, to the problems that the folks down there have been trying to clean up with here.
We know we have power outages. The desk is working on that from both Duke Energy and AEI.
And I'll get you some numbers on that in just a moment. I do know the bulk of that Johnson County area that was hit, obviously, they are without power right now.
Again, if you are without power right now, and you live in Indianapolis, you're urged to contact DPW. They want to know your area, especially if you've got debris. But we don't think that the damage in Indianapolis is anything like the potential in these two locations, one near Bloomington and then the other in Johnson County.
So, again, let me circle an area which likely is tornado. That's tornado debris there. We had a more defined signature, and we need our desk to call down there in Bloomington if they can to see if we've got damage. Unfortunately, I think that's probably going to end up being the case. Bloomington, we can just about give you the all clear. Lake Monroe, we cannot just yet. Okay. And I'm seeing some video out of Johnson County of the tornado. From earlier, in between Greenwood and New Whiteland here, this whole zone, we're gonna have damage there. I just hope that we're not gonna have any injuries with this. At this hour, we're probably, what's gonna have to happen here is we're gonna probably get an extension of this tornado warning. We're still seeing a hook on this. Shelbyville, and let's just do this, Chuck. Let's draw this out. Right in here.
Yeah.
This zone right here, okay? If you're in there, that obviously includes Shelbyville, you were in play for this thing to continue to possibly produce another tornado.
So that would include the casino and horse track. That would also include the airport, which is just off the road near Shelbyville on I-74. If you just are joining us right now, let's do a reset. It's 4:32. We've had a series of tornado warnings today and severe thunderstorm warnings, but there are 2 or 3 that we are particularly watching right now. This is one, a tornado warning that's in effect for another 13 minutes, and this is a large part of our viewing area from Johnson County down to near Shelby County. Well, actually western Shelby County right now.
Yeah, I'm going to circle this zone. This is the area I'm starting to get, we're going to get concerned about this right here. So there you go. There you go. There's the new warning, confirmed tornado warning, includes Shelby County until 5 p.m. All right, so confirmed tornado from the supercell that we've had.
Okay, so those of you that are near the MHF Major Hospital, which is off of 74, you're near Horseshoe, Indianapolis, or Indiana, which is
Right
the
there,
casino.
near
and travel.
Bogstown right now.
There it is, near the old Bogstown Inn. That's just to the south. That's where it is right now. 74, it's headed your way, which means really that part of 44, State Road 44, is under this. This would be the far south end of this, and of course, 44 goes into Shelbyville. And to give you some idea of locators, that's what we're looking at there now. The hospital, as we mentioned, Fairland over by the airport and the National Guard facility there, all of this is under this tornado warning. We also have had a tornado warning that we're watching very closely to our south.
Yep.
IU is still technically under that, but this has been expanded now out of Lake Monroe and into places like Guthrie and Olytic.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to get some reports of tornado damage out of Monroe County with this, Chuck. The rotation with this is over Lake Monroe right now. The debris tracker is not as impressive as it was showing the confirmed tornado earlier. But this is the zone where this is a confirmed tornado east of Greenwood. Greenwood, the tornado is to your east now. All right. Our Chelsea Stevens, by the way, our Chelsea Stevens caught the tornado earlier.
She did.
In between, it was north of Bargersville. So she's probably going to do some inspection for us on that. But right now, again, tornado warning. Shelby County and potential tornado right now.